The Formula One paddock is buzzing with rumors and whispers about McLaren's recent tire management performance. Everyone is trying to figure out how the team has gained such a massive edge, and it's not just about superior strategy or performance. Red Bull, usually the leader in the field, has found themselves outpaced once again, and this time the conversation is shifting. It's not just about how McLaren handles their car on the track. Something far more unusual is at play. If you've been following the sport, you'd know that McLaren has shown impressive tire longevity, even in the most grueling races this season. And while other teams like Red Bull are battling rising tire temperatures, McLaren's MCL39 appears to run cooler than expected, especially at the rear of the car. The buzz started at the Miami Grand Prix, where something unexpected was noticed through thermal imaging cameras. The readings around McLaren's rear brake ducts were noticeably cooler than those of other cars. At first, people shrugged it off, attributing it to nothing more than clever setup work. But then, a theory emerged that would shake the entire sport. According to several reports, Red Bull has raised suspicions about McLaren using a sophisticated passive cooling method. What makes it even more intriguing is the type of technology McLaren might be using: phase change materials, PCMs. These materials absorb or release heat when they change states, such as from solid to liquid. Essentially, they work similarly to how ice absorbs heat when it melts. This could be the hidden key to McLaren's ability to maintain consistent tire performance over long race distances. This is where things get tricky. While liquid cooling systems are prohibited in Formula One, phase change materials don't involve any moving parts. They don't require pumps or valves. They simply absorb heat and maintain a stable temperature. That makes them potentially legal and undetectable in normal inspections. As the race season progresses, the suspicion surrounding McLaren's brake ducts intensifies. Despite the team's continued success on the track, the question remains: what exactly is going on behind those wheels? How is McLaren managing to extract such consistent performance from their tires, while others struggle with overheating and tire degradation? Red Bull, ever the competitor, has started paying close attention to moisture patterns around McLaren's rear tire rims, particularly when it comes to the rear brake ducts. It's not just condensation that they're seeing. There's something more at play here. Some believe that the cool zones around the brake ducts could be a sign of the phase change materials absorbing heat from the brakes, allowing McLaren to maintain a more stable tire temperature. That's the theory that's causing a stir in the paddock. Despite all this, the FIA has stepped in and declared that McLaren's setup is within the technical regulations. After multiple checks, including a detailed post-race evaluation in Miami, the governing body found no grounds to penalize the team. So McLaren remains in the clear for now, but that hasn't stopped other teams from continuing to voice their doubts. Christian Horner, the head of Red Bull, hasn't made any direct accusations, but his comments have been more pointed lately. He's hinted that McLaren's dominance is bound to attract more scrutiny, which could be seen as a subtle suggestion that something unusual might be happening under the surface. Meanwhile, Helmut Marko, known for being outspoken, has been pushing for clarity behind the scenes, questioning whether McLaren's cooling system truly fits the spirit of the regulations. McLaren's brake system isn't new to controversy. Back in 2023, during the Austrian Grand Prix, the team faced accusations of using temperature sensors on their brakes during the race, a gray area that, while never officially penalized, forced the FIA to issue a clarification on what's allowed. In terms of temperature monitoring, this instance planted the first seed of suspicion, and now, with their current tire management prowess, those seeds have grown into full-blown theories about McLaren's innovative approach to cooling. Zak Brown, McLaren's CEO, has been playing his cards close to the chest. When Red Bull raised concerns, he simply responded with a smirk, saying, "There's a proper way to protest a team at the end of the race, and it has to be formal." His response, while calm, was a sharp and subtle retort to the growing suspicion. It's clear that McLaren is choosing to stay above the fray, and not engage in direct confrontations with rivals. The MCL39, McLaren's current car, has been a perfect example of consistency. Instead of focusing on raw speed, the team has prioritized endurance and efficiency. In tire-sensitive races like Miami and Australia, McLaren has excelled by maintaining their pace throughout the race, unlike other teams that have to make risky tire gambles or quick pit stops. Their strategy is simple yet effective. Stay out longer, maintain consistent pace, and capitalize when others falter. Drivers Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris have both praised how predictable and stable the car feels, especially during long stints. Norris, in particular, has highlighted how much confidence he has going into the final laps of a race, when drivers from rival teams like Red Bull and Ferrari are struggling to maintain traction. Now the question that's been on everyone's mind. What if McLaren isn't just managing tire temperatures with clever setups, but is actively neutralizing heat spikes right from the source? If this theory holds, it could explain the team's ability to maintain consistent lap times throughout the race. The lack of significant tire degradation, fewer lockups, spins, and instances of overheating could all point to a highly refined method of controlling temperature. It would also explain why McLaren's competitors are frustrated. Recreating this advantage would be nearly impossible without understanding exactly how McLaren's cooling system works and where the materials are placed. Unlike visible upgrades, like changes to aerodynamics or power units, McLaren's cooling solution is hidden deep within the structure of the car. It's tucked beneath the brake shrouds and carbon covers, making it almost invisible during routine inspections. This type of innovation wouldn't show up in wind tunnel tests or impact aerodynamics in a way that would raise immediate red flags. It's the perfect ghost advantage, unseen but incredibly effective. For now, McLaren has the upper hand. Their tire management approach could be one of the most innovative solutions in recent F1 history. But that edge may be short-lived if Red Bull or Ferrari can figure out how McLaren is doing it, or if the FIA decides to take a closer look. The governing body is sticking with their current stance, but this could all change if evidence emerges, suggesting that McLaren's cooling system is in breach of the rules. While the team has been transparent about their setup, the fact that it's been so difficult to detect has raised a few eyebrows. As we look ahead to the rest of the season, McLaren's strategy continues to dominate discussions. Mercedes and Ferrari aren't sitting idly by either. Both teams are reportedly increasing their analysis of McLaren's performance data. Ferrari, for one, has reportedly requested more information from the FIA about the cooling materials used in McLaren's car, possibly as part of their own testing for similar compounds in their simulators. But here's the challenge. Even if these teams manage to identify the materials McLaren is using or find a way to mimic the setup, it might be too late. The 2025 season is shaping up to be one of the closest in recent memory, and every fraction of a second counts. Small margins are becoming decisive, and a few extra degrees of tire control could be the difference between winning a race and finishing behind. Over the course of the season, those small advantages could lead to a major difference in the Constructors' Championship. McLaren's success isn't just about speed. It's about playing the long game. By focusing on tire longevity and performance consistency, they've positioned themselves as a serious contender. And if they're indeed using a clever cooling solution, it could be a game-changer that shifts the balance of power in F1. The real question is, does McLaren deserve to be credited for this genius innovation, or are they pushing the boundaries of the rules? While the FIA has yet to step in, the pressure is mounting. In the world of F1, even the smallest advantage can cause waves, and McLaren's cooling system, whether legal or not, could become the key factor in the championship race. As the 2025 season progresses, all eyes will be on McLaren. The team has already established itself as a formidable force, not just through raw speed, but through a level of consistency that's been unparalleled. Whether they are operating on an ingenious loophole or simply outperforming everyone in the tire management. McLaren's dominance has shifted the entire narrative in Formula One. They aren't just winning races, they're changing the way the sport is played. The brake duct controversy may eventually cool down in the headlines, but its impact could resonate long after the season ends. If McLaren continues to maintain its advantage, even without exposing its full hand, it could very well be the difference maker. In this year's championship, other teams, including Red Bull and Ferrari, are clearly feeling the heat as they look for ways to close the gap. But with the FIA standing firm on its inspections, McLaren may have just unlocked the perfect competitive edge, one that's subtle, effective, and potentially game-changing. So as we head into the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix and beyond, remember to keep an eye on the small details. It's not just about lap times anymore, it's about who can outsmart the competition. If McLaren's cooling system really is their secret weapon, we may have only seen the beginning of how it shapes the 2025 season. So what do you think? Is McLaren's approach brilliant innovation or pushing the boundaries of what's allowed? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear your take. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to check out the next video on your screen. This season isn't just about speed, it's about who can play the smartest game. And for now, McLaren seems to be one step ahead of everyone else.